Hello and welcome back to the Flying Cow Podcast, the official podcast of the Village of Wellington. I'm your host, Jim Barnes, Wellington's Village Manager. Thank you for joining us for Episode 9, which is the second of our two-part series kicking off Wellington's 30th anniversary celebrations in January 2026. Today, we're diving into something our community has been eagerly awaiting, the grand opening of the brand new Wellington Aquatics Center at Village Park. This new aquatics facility is a major investment in recreation, health, wellness, and community connection, and it will serve residents of all ages, swimmers of all skill levels, and visitors from across our region. To help us explore this milestone, I'm pleased to welcome back our Parks and Recreation Director, Eric Juckett, and joining us for the first time, our Aquatic Supervisor, Ryan Harris. Eric and Ryan, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Jim. We're happy to be here, and we look forward to today's conversation.
Great to have you. And Ryan, I'm sure you're a longtime listener, but the first-time caller today. So, getting started, Eric, welcome back again. And for those who are new to the podcast, could you remind us exactly of what your role is here in Wellington and how the Parks and Recreation Department supports us in the entire community?
Yes, thank you, Jim. As you mentioned, I'm the Parks and Rec Director for the Village of Wellington. Parks and Rec supports our community by really bringing families together. Whether it's learning how to swim at a current pool or the new aquatics center coming soon, or playing in our sports or programs, or even attending one of our many fantastic events like the 4th of July, we truly have something for everyone.
And Ryan, this is your first appearance with us. Tell our listeners just a little bit about your role as aquatic supervisor and your background in aquatics programming and management. Also, give us a little background also since you've been in Wellington for a good while now, where you started here with us and what your role has been over the years.
Thank you. Happy and excited to be here. As you guys already said, my name is Ryan Harris. I am the aquatic supervisor. I've been with the village for just under 15 years now. Fun fact, I actually started as a lifeguard many years ago, so aquatics is really my foundation here. As an aquatic supervisor, I oversee multiple programs, independent contractors. We have a fantastic staff and management team that does everything in-house, from water chemistry to training, certifying lifeguards, and water safety instructors. We truly are a one-stop shop here.
That's great. Well, that's good. It gives us a nice base from which to start. And at this point, let's get into a little bit of more details about not only the programming and the events, but a little background of the Aquatic Center as well. Before we talk in detail about the Aquatic Center, I think it's important to look back at the role our current aquatics facility has played in the community. Eric, can you walk us through the purpose of the original Aquatic Center, what it served, and how it supported generations of Wellington families over the years?
Absolutely, Jim. That's a great question. So the original purpose of the current Wellington Aquatics Center was to provide residents and the public a place to enjoy the pool with the family. The main elements were swim lessons, swim teams, which included club and public high schools, first with Wellington High School and later Palm Beach Central, and dive teams. Now I think it's important to talk about why the Wellington Aquatics Center was originally built. In 1995, the Village of Wellington became incorporated. And in late 1999, early 2000, we did a series of renovations to open the now Aquatic Center. The original pool prior to Wellington acquiring it was part of a resident membership with the original community center, but back then it was called Wellington Club East. Once Wellington became incorporated, we acquired the pool shortly after and added it as one of the divisions in Parks and Rec. In 2010, the facility underwent a series of renovations once again, and that leads us to today. The original role of the current aquatic complex focused on many elements, one of them being family recreation. The Olympic-sized pool with an attached dive well, spray ground, a baby pool, and later 2 water slides. Swim lessons and youth development. This truly is the number one thing we do in aquatics. You know, living in Florida, you're surrounded by bodies of water all over the place, so it's vital that everybody knows how to swim, and that's the number one thing we do here at aquatics. Swim team and competitive training. It helps shape young athletes' futures. Community gatherings and summer activities. I think the residents' demands evolved over the years. The needs for more programs, more swim lessons as families grew was evident. Residents demanded a far better leisure component to the pool, which we'll be delivering with the new facility. Growing limitations of the old facility, such as age, capacity, and modernization needs. The new Aquatic Center has more than double the current capacity, so it'll have something for everybody.
That's great. And, it's interesting, the history and the number of families and residents that really have essentially grown up at that original aquatics facility that we have now, and just think of the opportunities that we're going to experience here when the new facility opens. Ryan, from your perspective, working day to day, your boots on the ground, working with the swimmers and the families that are attending and participating in programs at the current facility, how is the community use of the aquatic spaces we have, the slides, the pool, etc., how's that use changed over time?
That's a great question. With the growth of competitive swim and additional programs that we keep adding, the demand space starts to grow. So this also being a public facility, there's an equal need for both family and competitive use. So we can provide both, and that's really what our goal was that we wanted to achieve with this new facility.
That's good. As Wellington has grown, Eric, our recreation facilities have grown with it all across the entire spectrum of parks and recreation facilities. And that includes, of course, aquatics. Let's talk about how we arrived at the decision to build a new center and why Village Park was the right location. Why Village Park? What made it the ideal home for the aquatic center? And how we arrived at that conclusion.
Sure. So when we first started talking about what we were going to do with the new aquatic center, we had to come up with a decision whether to build in place or to relocate. We chose to relocate so we wouldn't have any downtime with programs and current services being provided. So once we decided to relocate, we had 4 or 5 locations to choose from, and Council and the Village of Wellington ultimately chose the back of Village Park off of 120th entrance. And I agree, I think we all agree that was by far the best location. There's a community need for expanded capacity and modern aquatic offerings. There's a desire to support increased competitive swim, diving training, and fitness programs. Village Park was already the recreation hub, if you will, for the Village of Wellington, which included sports fields, gyms, trails, etc. But now, with the new state-of-the-art aquatic center with both competitive and recreational elements, and Wellington Athletics coming on board in the near future, Village Park will be your one-stop shop for almost all of your athletic needs. Centralized activity for benefits families with multiple kids and schedules, as well as the ability to co-host tournaments, swim meets, and regional competitions. So I think Village Park was the perfect destination for it.
It sounds like it, and I think the opportunities to for kind of cross pollination of the users at the park there, the program participants, whether you're in any of the athletic programs, soccer, football, etc. You've got the aquatics facility there to be able to use from a leisure standpoint throughout the course of when you're there for programming, and it's also a great additional opportunity for parents to have for their families when they're there at the park.
Absolutely.
Now, Ryan, again, you're the person in the field. You're the person dealing day to day with the operation of the aquatics center. Let's talk about what people really want to know. What makes this new center special? You've been involved with it, following it through the planning and design process, and now you've kind of watched it come out of the ground in construction. And as it's about to get ready to open, what can you share with us as far as some of these new features that we can look forward to at the new center?
Absolutely. I think the most important factor that everyone's going to first see is obviously it's going to be a split facility. So you'll have competition on one side and recreation on the other. So one of the features that we're going to have is we're going to have a full competition stretch pool, which is going to have a movable bulkhead that'll be regulation ready for meets. We're also going to have a warm-up exercise pool that you'll be able to do lap training, future therapy classes. It'll be warmer water. On the recreation and leisure side, it's going to be family-friendly. We're going to have activity zones, play feature as well. We're also going to have a Ninja Cross aquatic obstacle course that'll be on that side, which will be the first one in the state. So it's going to be very cool for the residents to see. We're going to have an 8,000 square foot building with full locker rooms, admin and staff offices. We're going to have a concession area, multi-purpose meeting room, program room, storage and support spaces, along with parking expansion, enhanced lighting, and landscaping. So it's really going to be a beautiful facility when we open it.
That's a lot, Ryan, and I was listening pretty closely, trying to make sure I caught everything you were putting forward there. But before we really talk about the programs and classes, because I want to get to that as well, one thing caught my ear there when I was listening when you were describing all the different features. One was the movable bulkhead. Tell us a little bit more about that. And two, can you give us a little bit more of a hint on this Ninja Cross obstacle course?
Yeah, absolutely. So the movable bulkhead, essentially what it is, it's a feature that sits on top of the competition pool where you can move it throughout the competition side, so you can change the lengths for different competitions. You'll be able to do 50 meters, which is Olympic length. You'll also be able to do water polo. You'll be able to move it to 25 yards as well. So essentially you're able to move it across the pool to have different configurations with the competition side. So that'll be beautiful for that. And then the Ninja Cross, it's a very cool thing that we're going to add. So essentially what it is a obstacle course that suspends above the water. It's just like Ninja Warrior, as you would see, where they're going to be going through it. There'll be different obstacles they'll have to go. They'll have a timer as well. So it'll be very fun for all ages, whether you're young, whether you're old. It's a challenge and a fitness challenge as well.
That sounds great. Those sound like absolute game changers for not only your day-to-day programming, but even just the occasional recreation user for that facility. That sounds awesome. So let's talk now about the programs, classes, the different trainings that you might even plan on holding at the facility. What do you think you're going to be offering immediately as soon as you're open for business?
Yeah, so there are multiple programs and classes that will continue over from the old facility to the new facility that are currently going on. We'll continue to have our Wellington Wahoo swim team, our dive team, our water aerobics. We offer a shallow and deep water class. We'll also be introducing a new water polo program, which the competition side will be able to help have regulation depths for that, as well as swim lesson registration will be starting soon after our opening for the spring and fall. As far as trainings that we're going to be providing, like I said earlier, we do all of our trainings in-house. So all of our certifications are all in-house. We have all the certifications required to certify our lifeguards and to certify our water safety instructors. And those water safety instructors are what we need in order to teach lessons. And as Eric said earlier, lessons are the number one priority for us. We really have a passion for teaching kids how to swim.
That's great, and I can tell you firsthand, having seen the facility in its existing operation and existing location, and the team that's been involved there ever since even Eric was on the pool deck before he was elevated to Parks and Rec director. That is one thing that Parks and Recreation and Aquatics in particular in Wellington focuses on, is a trained and qualified staff on deck at all times. And that's really important, because ultimately, at the end of the day, the most important thing out there is the safety of all our participants.
Couldn't agree more.
That's great, and I think that'll tradition will continue at the new facility as well. You'll just have more programs and more opportunities for recreation on deck there. So we're really excited about inviting the entire community to join us for this grand opening celebration on January 3rd. This will be our first major event at the new facility. And Ryan, as the manager, supervisor of that facility, and again, the person that really is in charge of operating that facility, what can families expect? Tell us what we can expect when we arrive for the celebration for that day.
Absolutely. So the date is going to be Saturday, January 3rd. The location, which you guys have talked about earlier, is located on the 120th Avenue South entrance to Village Park. There's going to be multiple stuff that we have going on. We're going to have a DJ there as well. They're going to have Ninja Cross, aquatic obstacle course demonstrations. We're also going to have a water polo demonstration as well, dive team demonstration, water aerobics. We're going to have a couple free classes for both shallow and deep water. We're going to have some tours, family activities throughout the day, all for our community excitement. Essentially, what we want to do is really showcase what the facility is capable of doing. So what we're able to do, the different things that we're able to have and host. That's really the goal of this.
That's great. So far, we've looked at history and where we came from. We've looked at present day, present operations, and even the near term as far as what to expect right when we open this facility. But you know what? These facilities, just like our existing one, will be around for a long time. How do you both see this facility shaping the next 30 years, since we're getting ready to celebrate our 30th anniversary? How do you see this facility and its grand opening and its use shaping the next 30 years of recreation here in Wellington?
That's a good question, Jim. I think I'll start. So there's definitely going to be a multi-generational benefit, hopefully very similar to how the current pool has shaped the Wellington residents for the last 30 years, just better and on a larger scale now. teaching, as we've mentioned before, Ryan and I have both said it, and you, Jim, as well, teaching young people how to swim remains the most important thing that the Aquatic Center does. Molding athletes and providing a fun and safe place for families to hang out and cool off for many years to come, just as the current facility has. Building community identity and wellness. And before I pass it on to Ryan to let him say a few things, I just want to say how excited I am for this new facility to be coming on board in the next few weeks. As we mentioned, I came from aquatics when I first started working here, and I couldn't be happier for the residents to enjoy the new aquatic center that's coming on board on January 3rd. It's going to be a fantastic facility. Everyone come out and please enjoy it. It's going to be a beautiful place. Go ahead, Ryan.
Awesome. So this facility will provide room for growth within aquatic programming, including water polo, which, as we said earlier, is a new program that we have coming on, which is growing in high school around this area as well. High dive competitions, we're bringing our high dive back as well, so we'll be able to have bigger competitions for diving, larger swim meets, and of course, the most important thing we've always talked about is swim lessons. We'll have more room for more swim lessons throughout the year. We'll have support for competitive and future young athletes. With our Super Stretch comp pool, it's going to have 28 lanes, so we'll be able to have more lanes we ever had, which would be more space for athletes. With the split facility, it also gives us the ability to host more events and creative ideas to include all with the new features and the facility has to offer. So necessarily, if there's not a big swim meet, we don't necessarily have to shut the other side down, so we'll be able to run both at the same time as long as the space allows.
That sounds great. You've given us a lot of information today, and I, for one, am excited to see that facility open up and be available for our residents and all our program participants, and extremely excited to look forward to the grand opening. But don't worry, I'm not going to be performing the triple Lindy off the high dive, but I will be there to enjoy just seeing really all the facilities get demonstrated, the new programs, and it should be great. Really encouraging everybody to come out and join us for that grand opening. Eric and Ryan, again, thank you for joining us and sharing preview of this great new addition to our recreation lineup. And it is a great lineup to begin with, and this will be just another crown, a jewel in the crown of Wellington Athletics and Wellington Recreation. This new aquatic center is a tremendous milestone for Wellington. And I, for one, am sure that it'll be a place where new memories will be made for decades to come, just like they were in the prior 30 years and even before that when it was a private club. To our listeners, we invite you to celebrate with us on January 3rd at Village Park. Come and see the new pools, enjoy the Ninja Cross course competition, and experience the next chapter of recreation in Wellington. Learn more about all upcoming 30th anniversary events by visiting wellingtonfl.gov, and follow the Village of Wellington and Wellington Parks and Recreation and Community Services on Facebook and Instagram. As always, be sure to subscribe and turn on alerts so you will never miss an episode of our podcast. Until next time, I'm Jim Barnes. Thanks for tuning in to the Flying Cow Podcast, where community takes flight.